G'day guys and welcome to another one of my Digimon Re-Rise videos. Today we are doing a PvP gameplay video on the JP side for Calm Week because I really want to show off my absolutely baller Calm team that I'm running at the moment. The reason I'm making this video is because I am close to my longest win streak ever with this team. As you can see, my longest win streak is 236 matches in a row, and I'm at 226. I'm only 10 wins off getting to my longest win streak ever. So I'm going to do those 10 battles on camera and talk a little bit about the team as we go. As always, leave a like down below, leave a comment, what team are you running on either version of the game at the moment? I'd love to hear. So let's jump into our first battle and we'll talk about Gallantmon Crimson Mode because he is a hot topic at the moment because he's very popular on Global and JP. In the current meta on JP, he's not that useful as an attacker. There's too much evasion and his single skills really let him down. But his cooldown is absolutely ridiculous, especially in Calm Week and especially with so many Calm Digimon running around. His 2 stacks of evasion are also great when paired with Digimon like Gallantmon X and Millenniummon because he gets more evasion. Basically, he's almost invincible. 2 stacks plus 2 from Millenniummon plus 1 from Jukemon X. You've got 5 stacks of evasion there, which is ridiculous. His longevity is great and he's really good to clean up at the end of the match. Like once all your other skills have been burned, even with that cooldown reduction, he's still really good. So if you have him on Global, definitely something to look out for. He's going to be great for a really, really long time. Also, his, his tech buff can be useful on his sub skill. But to be fair, I don't get it off as often as I would like. Basically, he's on this team, Crimson Mode, as a cooldown bitch. He's there to help me, the rest of my team, spread death mark, spread damage, and keep those stacks of evasion up. And as you can see, this team absolutely thumping meta teams, non-meta teams, like it is ridiculous. One of the best counters to this team is actually Zwart D, the blue one. He stops death mark on all Calm enemies, which is really annoying because it's one of the main crutches of this team. But the enemy had one there, and that's how we get around it. You just brute force your way through it. Alright, the next match I'm going to talk about... Who should we talk about? Who's next in line? The biggest boy of all. Oh, nearly the biggest boy. Jukemon X. Gallantmon Jukemon X is... he's ridiculous. I know he's double buffed at the moment, and he will fall off a little bit once his buffs wear off, but he is so good. His damage is off the charts, and being able to give your team more evasion, especially when you already have so much evasion, is really, really useful. I also like him in game modes outside of PvP because his friendship skill gives you a stack of evasion too, which makes him super good in pretty much every game mode. He's really, really good. We're up against a really top tier team here. I can death mark this Examon, hopefully, yes. Alright, that's good. Hopefully we can pull out a win here. I don't want to lose, there we go. The power of Jukemon X. We'll have a look I can't quite remember his multiplier on his main skill, but it is absolutely ridiculous as well. Paired with some of my other support Digimon in this team, oh man, if you don't have evasion or damage limiter or some way to block some of this damage, you're getting one shot, man. You're getting one shot. Like, just watch this. Oh yeah, Red Ulforce is useless at the moment. Stop running him, guys. It's an easy KO. Look at that, 3 death marks from Millennium. Boom. One shot most of the team. Honestly, MVP. I know the combination is OP, but Jukemon X at the moment, my absolute MVP. Alright, the next match I'm going to talk about my newfound lover, Millenniummon. So, this guy, you can just run him as a support, but I actually really like using him. just starting off the match with his main skill either messes up the other team with death mark like that, 3 death marks, or it messes them up with status. If it doesn't do either of them, you've still got your 2 stacks of evasion, and you've removed all of their power, tech, friggin' defense buffs, everything like that gets removed, and it just makes your hard hitters hit so much harder. The death mark is only 30%, but I found it really quite consistent because it hits all enemies. That 30% over 5 enemies, you're going to get at least 1 or 2 that suffer from death mark if they're not protected from it. These Metal Garurumon X's, they're not an issue for me. They're just annoying because I keep friggin' reviving. There we go. Death mark really takes care of them. So yeah, Millenniumon, I'm really liking him. His sub skill also hits all enemies. It's a 2-turn buff removal from the opponent's team, which is good. I find myself using that a bit more if the enemy team is running death mark protection, because then I can use that rather than using Zwart D's skills. You can see I'm cycling through my skills into Zwart D to spread death mark. But if that's not an option, I'll cycle through Millenniumon, Jukemon, and Millenniumon sub skill. That just removes a bit of status protection and sets his main skill up for absolute destruction. Boom. As you can see, we are ripping through teams. This team is a 28-point absolute dream. This is one of my highest scores ever. I haven't gone that hard. I've done a few refreshes, but nothing too crazy. Let's have a chat about Zwart D now. I like this guy for a few reasons. One is the death mark protection. It really is a pretty hard check, almost a counter to Millenniumon's. It just makes his main skill way less potent, and since I'm running a full blue team, it's super useful for me. I haven't had any issues with opposing Millenniumons. Of course, his stacks of evasion are annoying. We're up against almost a mirror match here. So I'm going to do what I spoke about before and do that sub skill to try and clear anything else. Just clear machine. Of course, if you're in a mirror match kind of like this, opposing Zwart D's shut your own Zwart D down a little bit because he can't spread that death mark. Like, he hits hard, I'll give him that, but with so much evasion and stuff running around, it's better to sub him off if he can't get that death mark off. But if you're on global and you did pull for this guy and you got him, good luck, enjoy, because he is useful for a very, very long time, as you can see. Hopefully he gets his stat buff soon on JP, that'd be great. Even though I don't think he needs it, like, he's super, super powerful. That's another 28-pointer. What does that bring my win streak up to? 233. 3 more victories, and I'll have my new highest win streak. And I'm not going to stop there. I'm probably going to continue running this team into the night. The last guy on the team is Chaosmon. I honestly seldom use his skills, like very, very rarely. Only if my other Digimon somehow get taken out through statuses, or I don't know. That's really the only way to get through this team because there's so much evasion going around. Paired with Millenniumon, he's actually really good. It gives him that little bit of defense that he lacks in his kit. Those 2 stacks of evasion really just let him survive long enough to keep that crit rate up for all of my other allies, to keep that, I guess he doesn't need to keep that tech resistance down, but just a generally useful support, and it takes a bit of pressure off my plugins as well. You don't have to have god tier plugins if you're running Chaosmon, because he gives that so much crit, and it's especially useful when you're running a full blue team. Your plugins might be spread a little bit thin. Definitely mine. I'm not running god tier plugins at all on this team. Let's just pop a Chaosmon skill just to see how he goes. Didn't even one-shot him, dude. Anyway, the death mark should take this guy out. There we go. Alright, 1 more victory. My highest win streak ever. And it's not going to stop there. I'm going to keep this rolling. It's going to be a little bit trickier when it's not Blue Week, but I think this is my all-time favorite team that I've ever run in PvP. It's definitely up there. Oh, and the last one, we should be able to crunch this with some Death Mark. 2 fades there. Apologies if I keep calling it Death Mark. I'm used to calling it that from when it was first introduced. I know it's fade, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Alright, the fade should take out that, yeah, Metagroom on X, who is annoying, and I'd definitely love to have him. I could sub him onto this team easily. Alright, come on, let's wrap this up. Give me my win streak. Boom, that Jukemon X hits so hard, man. Come on, give him fade, and then I don't have, yes, now I don't have to worry about him. He's going to counter himself to death. And that's it. 236 in a row. 236-0 this week. This team is absolutely ridiculous. Like, it's so good. I really, really like it. 236-0 this week. That's my new highest win streak. Oh, I'm actually at 246. I must have had 10 wins before this week started. So cancel everything I said. We're at 246. We're climbing. Can we get 300? Can we get more? The week's nearly over. I'll see how I go in What's Out the Blue Red Week, I think, comes next. Which should be fine because Millenniumon shuts down power teams super hard. Anyway, comment down below. Just click this button and tell me what is your highest win streak. How high have you gotten? Can you beat 246? I've seen people posting 800 wins. They've been versing people with 800 wins in a row. What is your best win streak and with what team did you get it? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear it. Hope you guys had fun listening to me ramble on about my OP Evasion Blue team. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye!